Okay, good day guys. So this is MFX here again, and today I'm just gonna be doing explaining a trade study, which is this my XAU USD trade study, and also this ZAG, which is silver trade study. So first of all, for this, I think the I had this marked up, just that I didn't place the trade because I currently don't have a prop account or a personal live account where I would take place this trade or any of this. So I kind of find this. Okay, let me walk you guys through what I was looking at so you would understand my perspective. Basically, yeah, we've been talking about how that actually I've been bullish, institutional wise, it has been bullish, and made mention of the fact that we've been on the retracement phase, which is what we are currently what we have been seeing for the past weeks, or would I say months? Yeah. So we have been on this retracement phase for a while, and we mitigated the POI of this institutional range, which seem most likely as where we are going to continue our bullish trend. So I believe this is kind of like the bounce back where we continue hitting those bullish trends on XAU USD. So I'm going to take what you guys down to a big time frame. Mind you, just let me just put this out there. Okay, mind you, I remember that there was a video I was actually talking about the fact that I was thinking this was going to be the institutional range that should hold. This was going to be the institutional range that its institutional PI was going to hold to take us higher. But based on my daily time frame price action, you'd see that we've already had a double information to the opposite side of trend, and I've told you guys how that when we did a video concerning the four major things that causes change of trend or retracement, which we talked about double information to the opposite side of trend. And yeah, on a daily time frame, after price mitigated this four PI of this institutional range, we had this double information MB1 and MB2 to the opposite side of trend. And this is what I'm looking at. This range actually has a PI, which is this. Yeah. So we're not gonna I told you guys this double information is kind of one of the most valued and one of my most powerful trading system. Whenever I have something like this, whenever you see, remember that retracement, sorry, break of structure always indicates continuation, okay? Break of structure always indicates continuation. Break of structure always indicates continuation. We've talked about the formula that indicates change of trend, okay, of retracement. Those are the break of structure. The only type of group of structure that indicates change of trend is a double MB formation. Okay. It's kind of also validated by group of structure. That's why I just talked about it right now. So if we see something like this, MB1, this is MB1, then there's NB2, and maybe price does this. Now there is a very, very high probability that we're going to see price come to whatever period that's going to be in here in this second um MB, okay, mitigate it and head for this high. It has always worked. It has always worked out, except the double MB formation was not properly identified. But all the time I've had this formation, it has always worked out. Double MB formation. We'll always see price come to mitigate whatever period that is here, or maybe a broker block that is here, and takes out the high. Maybe the high is something like this. Whatever the high is, wherever the high is, price is going to come back and take it out. So that's what I'm expecting here. We had this double information to the opposite side of price, and we've also mitigated the last up move. Let's get our brush out. Uh-oh, I think I need that stuff. Brush. Yeah. Yeah, and we've also mitigated the last up move that caused this down move. We've also mitigated it with a group of structure, with yeah, a group of structure, a candlestick or the close, a mitigation with the candlestick or the close. Yeah, we've also done that, which is quite impressive and also validates more sign of bullishness of price. Yeah. So that's that. We've mitigated this. So the next thing I'm expecting is that after price mitigates this institutional PI of this range, this range. So I'm expecting price to come mitigate this and will continue with bullish trend. So that's typically what I'm looking at. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I want price to do. That's what my system of approach is showing me that price is going to do. So this is an institutional PI, the institutional PI of this institutional range. So we just mitigated it. So I'm expecting to see double M formation to the opposite side of price and we mitigate the PI of this double MB bullish formation and take this higher. So that's what I'm expecting. So after I did my top-down analysis and saw what my system of approach was actually presenting to me, I was going to look for I was going to look for every other thing that would tell me, or I was going to look for every other opportunity that's going to allow me to take sales to this institutional zone that we have here. So you could see that on our daily, we started seeing a liquidity grab without the candlestick body close. You can see it, liquidity grab without the candlestick. Let's zoom in. Yeah, so they started seeing liquidity grab price takes out this liquidity, grabs it without the candlestick body close, which is one. So now liquidity grab, which is this without the candlestick body close. And we talked about the 4 million thing that causes change of trend or retracement, which is about what we are going to see here. And you could see that this is not just a liquidity grab without the candlestick body close, but also in the process of mitigating an institutional POI, just like how we saw in our previous video, that whenever we see price mitigating an institutional PI, and we are seeing it in alignment with liquidity gap without the candlestick body close, it's a very, very high probability setup that price is going to retrace or price is going to change trend. Okay. Yep. So that was what we are currently seeing here. So that was why I became very, very certain and I built my bias that we are going to sell. So I started looking for every opportunity to take sales, every opportunity to take sales. So the first thing I did was I waited for, okay, after, yeah, we've indicated this. So I waited for this book of structure in my far time frame. And structure broke, but this was the initial range. This was the initial range. The last, let's go brush out. This was the initial range. The last down move that caused this up move to mitigate this institutional PI. And I was waiting for its protected low to be broken, which is this. So it wasn't broken. Instead, we saw an absorption of price and price started going heading up. So I was like, okay, I'm still gonna be careful. I'm still gonna watch this because we didn't get a good structure of this protected low. Once this has been broken, it's gonna be a lot of cells, like just like a freeway. Once this has been broken, I'm just gonna see price selling straight up until we get to this right here. Let's continue. So when I saw this, I was still certain because of the institutional period that is mitigated, the candlestick, the liquidity gap after the candlestick body close on our daily time frame, and every other institutional laws that we are playing out to show us that price is going to retrace after mitigating this institutional period. So what I did next was to look for after this break, okay, after this break, this is an intermediate break of structure, mind you, because the initial last down move, which is this, that caused this up move to mitigate this PI, the protected low is still not mitigated. We only had it absorbed, okay? So I was looking at this PI of this intermediary range. This intermediary range is not a valid institutional range, but because of the higher time frame structure, the institutional structure, just for the saying cells, I'm ready to go out, to go in and build my bias based on what institutional structure is saying. So first of all, what I did was to look at this, and I started refining it down to a lower time frame. So I took this and yep, so it was a little bit clean and I liked it. And this is what I finalized on. I think finalized on this. Let's take a look at the what's in this. Okay, no, sorry. I did finalize on this. Yeah, once it's sorry, I'm kind of I deleted the whole stuff. Okay, no. Yeah, I was looking at this 15 minutes right I was there. I was looking at this 15 minutes PR that was there. But I didn't place the trade because I didn't get to see. I didn't place the trade. I talked about that earlier at the start of the video. I didn't place the trade. But this was not the right PI. And the reason why I didn't get to identify the right PI was because I didn't get to refine this down to a lower time frame, like 5 minutes and a 1 minute. So you could see how beautiful this is on 5 minutes and how unmitigated it is. This is how easy it is. Yep, so you can see it. This is yeah, and if you go back to your 1 hour time frame, you see one of the things I love about it, 1 hour time frame, it kind of defines what you're looking for. Like it shows you that if this pair is going to be valid, it's most likely to be clear on your 1 hour time frame. So this was what I had. So I'm going to take this out. Okay, let's do this one. Right, right, yeah. This is what I had. This was the PI I had. It wasn't that because that was a study. I told you that this is a great study. This is PI I had. And I was just waiting for price to come here and I was looking at placing my TP at this 4 hour, there's a 4 PI here. But I didn't place it because the zone wasn't nice and the RR wasn't just nice for me. Let me show you guys what it is going to look like. I think, yeah, it is going to look like this and it's going to look like this. So it was just a 2 hour and I didn't like it. What I would have expected was to maybe place my TP and this is how my system works. And this is 4 hour and I didn't just like it. So that was why I looked at it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for price to break this protected low before I kind of mark it out and take a screenshot of it. Yeah. So this was the QI that price was interested in, and we saw how price came, mitigated this PI, and sold clean, like this is a very clean trade. And I was just also trying to study how I would be able to get IAMP and it's just 10 hour to study. So this is this is simple. This is simple. I've told you guys over and over again how that when you understand these laws, or I just call them laws because they are just like laws, because whenever you see them playing out, it is it has a high probability of doing exactly how it has been programmed to do. Okay. So whenever you see these laws playing out, it's just gonna work. It's just there. It's just gonna work. It's just there. Yeah. So We saw how we can find um this PI of this intermediate range, place it, and I sold perfectly well. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna either look for wait, sorry, I'm not gonna look for, well, I'm gonna either wait for price to break. Okay, I wrote it here. Waiting for a break of structure. There is no basis for taking a sell yet, in the sense that price absorbed this protected low. Price never broke the protected low. It absorbed it, and we have it reacted to this on our PI here. It's kind of retracing. Yeah, I'm still bearish. I still believe that price is going to break this. Price is going to break this protected low and sell here. But I'm not going to take this yet. I'm going to wait for price to break this before I take any sales. So personally, I'm just basically going to start looking for sales around the what do you call it now? The PI of this range, yeah, which I've not been able to identify yet because I've not looked at it. So that was that about XAU. So how the whole thing played out. Yeah. So let's take a look at ZAG. Okay, I've been studying ZAG a little bit, and I even forgot to take all this out. Yeah, I've been studying ZAG a little bit, and surprisingly, ZAG is not exactly as XAU is. ZAG is not playing the same playbook as we are seeing in XAU, in the sense that we had this institutional, ZAG has always been bullish, almost same thing institutional wise about XAU. This is an institutional development formation to the opposite side of price, which indicates that price is bullish and is going to continue bullish. So we have this retracement phase also on XAU, you know, regards to the time frame. Sorry, on ZAG, we have this retracement phase also on ZAG, and we saw price increase, and it has just been sell all the way. And I was expecting that price was going to mitigate the institutional PI of this range, of this institutional range, which is this. And based on my study, based on my system of approach, price never mitigated this or any reasonable stuff here. There was nothing that price mitigated, and that was the cost of this replacement. So I'm still a little bit not kind of fully bullish again on ZAG. I'm not believing that ZAG is just gonna mitigate this. I won't take a buy here if ZAG sells to this point. I'm going to wait for a double M formation on the daily time frame to the opposite to the opposite side of price, okay, or to the upside. Just gonna wait for that. I won't take a buy here because this a PI. No. And the reason for that is because of this. It's because of the fact that let's get our brush out. Where is it now? So I can find it. Wow. Okay. Give me a minute. I'm going to save these. Save. Right. Oh, so see. Please. Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, it's not coming up. But the reason for that is because of the fact that price didn't mitigate this institutional PI of this institutional range, which is the right thing to do based on my system of approach, based on my system. That's what my system of approach is telling me. So I am very much bearish still on ZAG, but I'm not gonna keep selling when price get to this PI. I'm just gonna wait and watch what price is gonna do, what price is gonna react to when it comes to this PY. I need my brush. Yep. I'm just gonna wait to see what price will do when it gets to this PI. Yeah. So if it keeps selling, of course I'll take the sales until we mitigate the institutional PI and give us a double information. Then change your trend. Okay, from the trend. Yeah. Let me walk you guys on this case study. So price stopped for no reason, which I can't um decipher for no reason. Instead of mitigating this PI, then change structure. And we had this is not an accurate look of structure, but it's just there. That's the reason why I'm not fully bullish on this ad. So we had this um MB1 and MB2. I'm just gonna call it MB1 formation to the opposite side of price. And price mitigates this POI. Okay. Price mitigates this POI and also in the same process giving us liquidity grab, okay, on higher time frame without a candlestick body close. What do we expect? Sales. And what did I have to do? So while price was on what's happening? Oh, sorry. So while price was mitigating this PI without the candlestick body close, we find okay, there was no requirement here. We just took this for UI as a cell and boom, let's TP here. And it's that simple. Okay, it's just that simple. So for me, let me call this out. Okay, a little bit similar to what oh yeah, a little bit similar to what SAU is doing currently, which is the fact that this was a protected low, which was last break. Okay, so not once, this is the current protected low, and this was last week, and we can see that price have not broken this low. What we're just seeing here is absorption of price. Okay, price absorbed the low, and I'm still not going to look for a sell for a continuation. The reason is because this protected low is still protected. We've not seen a block of structure, or we've not seen a mitigation with the candle support the close. Okay, so I'm waiting for price to break this low with the candlestick body close. Once that's done that, to mitigate this look, the candlestick body close, which is book of structure. And once we've done that, we're going to look for sell in any of this PI here. Yeah, any of the PI here, any of the PI here. I'm just going to look for sell on that PI because this will then become a range. It's going to become a valid range. Okay, gonna be this. Yeah. But if it doesn't break, then my liquidity entry model, which is this, will be valid for yourself. If price doesn't break and maybe start seeing price pushing higher with high momentum, I'm gonna I'm gonna place this on just like a paper trading. Again, I'm just gonna place this on paper trading because this is gonna be way valid. Yeah. Price is giving me a my liquidity entry model on 4 hour time frame and I'm gonna take it. If we don't break this protected low and start selling. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So that's that on my XAG USD and XAU USD trade study. And that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm expecting on our institutional structure and also on Latin structure. So I believe this video was educative. And if you do like it, please give it a like and a subscribe. Also, you can share the video with those you know are interested in learning and also interested in adding new concepts, new skills uh, to their trading tools and materials. Thank you. Peace.